Roll call, Larry here.
Brian's here.
Jody's here.
Honey's here.
Brett Palick here.
Yay, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, Chris, welcome.
Hello.
Excellent.
How's it going?
Larry, for the approval of the agenda, I need to add to A, and so we're gonna bump down A to B, B to C, and then C to D on the front, and to go and do a site visit on First Street.
So under new business A,
Yes,
is a site visit.
yes.
Okay. And then that we're gonna do tonight.
Yes, yeah, immediately following approval of minutes and then just some quick house cleaning from some notes. I attended a zoning administrators conference at Sourcewell, and I got a couple things to just kind of put out for the group.
Okay, we got the minutes from last meeting.
Right, approve the agenda.
Motion
I'll make the motion to approve it as amended.
I'll second.
by Jody. Second,
Brenda.
by Connie. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Opposed, motion carried. And then new business.
Approval of minutes.
Pardon?
Approval of minutes.
We just voted on that, didn't we? Oh, that was the agenda.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Got a motion to approve the minutes for October 2nd. Motion by Jody, second by Brian. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried. Now new business.
Yeah, before we take off, like I said, I attended a zoning administrators conference at Sourcewell, just a couple of notes, some anecdotal stuff, what's going on in the area. Some of the cities that have lakeshore have been running into issues where, people that live on the lake will hire a contractor to come in and do some work. No problem. Where the problem's happening is, they come in and get a building permit, right? But it's not built to standard, and it violates, in our case, it would violate our shoreline standard or a DNR standard, right? And the city is going in, inspecting these sites, and basically telling the homeowner, "Hey, this is wrong, and you have to completely replace it, destroy it, put it back to its original state at the cost of the homeowner." The solution that some of these cities are doing is they're making the contractor via ordinance liable for the work. So in order to get a building permit, they have to basically show that they're going to bond for their work. And if
Build it according to
yes,
specification standards.
yes. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And this was in, I believe, Cass County. And so there's a lot of shoreline in Cass County.
We already kind of do that though, right? When they come in for their permit, they have to have the drawing,
Yes,
site map, all that stuff.
yes.
Yeah, the only thing, we're not holding the contractor liable.
And this wasn't so much a city issue, but more of a county township issue. So that's kind of where the disconnect was coming from. What else cities are doing is how we kind of originally pitched when someone comes in and applies for a building or a cannabis approval, right, to put a cannabis business in town. Initially cities started with requiring a conditional use permit, right? So it's not a permitted use, it's a conditional use. Well, the cities are just saying, hey, the state of Minnesota made it legal, so it's now a permitted use in the districts that we say it's permitted use in. And honestly, from my point of view, I support that. So, for example, Monaga, we're saying that you can do this in the highway commercial and the industrial district. And so those should be at some point permitted uses in those areas included on our ordinance. So we don't need to do a conditional use permit. State of Minnesota said it's legal. We're saying, hey, yeah, it's legal, but we just want you to build here. I think that's all there is to it.
We just have to amend our land use ordinance.
Correct. And in the springtime, and how the commission's already kind of identified a couple little rubs in the ordinance that we can address then, and kind of go through the process of making these small little amendment changes to it. Okay, and this is, I don't know how much this applies to Monaga per se, but I know in the springtime we have hazardous waste collection. Is that right, Ron? What some of the cities are doing is they're kind of elevating that a little bit, and they get a couple of those big, huge roll-off dumpsters, and there's, basically saying like, hey, city folks, if you got any big items of trash that just you haven't been able to throw out, bring it here, put it in the dump, and city's just going to take care of it. And they were met with some success with this because it's kind of helping, reduce that potential nuisance ordinance violation, and kind of just an out for them. So I thought that was pretty interesting, something that we, the city could possibly consider at some point.
I think some of that would have to be policed though, because you don't want people dumping their garbage in there.
You'd have to do it like when we got that grant where we had them out here and they could put certain things in, and we had people
Right.
out there. Otherwise, yeah, they'll put anything.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, and so the cities were accounting for that. So just, hey, hazardous waste goes over here, everything else dumpster.
Yeah, I think they had one for tires, they had electronics, and then trash or whatever.
Okay, I mean, that's, yeah, some additional considerations. What else? Yeah, and so there's talk about like, all right, let's say in our one of our ordinances we find a typo, like literally a typo. So instead of TYPE, it's TIPE, right? Well, you can't change that without full amendment, and that's just the bottom line. So I thought that was pretty funny that you like, hey,
It's a typo.
it's just a typo, folks. Like, no sweat. It doesn't change the spirit, doesn't change the meaning. We're just correcting a very small cosmetic issue. Nope, full amendment, public hearing, et cetera, in order to make that change. So
So triple read the ordinances.
yes, sir. That's correct.
Put a clause at the end that allows you to do that.
I guess you could, yeah. I don't know how well that would hold up if it was challenged, but you certainly could do that. But all right, yeah, those are the big notes I had from. And just another small interesting anecdotal. A lot of cities are having issues, filling these boards. We're no exception. We've been one short for quite a while, and so what's happening is they're just taking, the seats that aren't filled, and they're just continuing to sink city council members into it. Well, there's some cities where the entire council is the planning and zoning board. And how does that work? Well, because essentially they convene it as the planning commission. They will make, like, we'll recommend the the variance recommendation, nuisance cannabis ordinance. We're going to recommend that to the city council for approval, right? We're going to go through the public hearing and everything, right? Well, so it's just they are recommending to themselves to pass it, and it's legal. And the whole point, one of the main reasons of having a planning commission is that is to hold public hearings, because if there's a legal issue, the next legal body is the city council, so it doesn't have to go to the county and the district. So it's smart. So it is legal. They just have to very overtly convene, this is planning and zoning, and then, all right, you know, change seats, this is now the city council, so.
Yeah, this way at least we get other opinions other than the same 5 people. You know, we got community members that are
Yeah.
involved and I like that much better.
Oh, and the very last point is, you know, what cities are doing to fill this is they're creating a job description, and they're literally posting it online on job boards like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, etc. And like in the paper, and I thought like, hey, that's a pretty good idea. The city itself is a subscriber to HireClick, and you know that's a one-stop shop. You send them the data, and then they put it on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Monster, all that for you. And you know, I thought, hey, that might be a good idea for us. Cast a wide net. You never know what we're going to catch, and then it would, you know, quite honestly, be the whole interview process where the commission would hold interviews and go through the candidates to see who would fit. And well, these chairs are still empty, folks. So I'm willing to say, let's give this a shot. And Wadena approached me and said, like, hey, do you want to be on our planning commission? And I was like, let me think about it. They don't count, but I'm like, well, guys, all right, but hey, that's all I got. And I guess we can move on.
How far to deer camp?
Oh,
About an hour.
anybody talk to Brad or?
I have not yet. I need to talk to him. He's showed some interest. I'll have to ask him if he wants to be on there. We might have a shot at him.
Okay.
Well, so we're walk.
Unless you want to look at anything on paper first. If there's any questions we want to talk about prior to going out, or?
We could look over that street. Cause you got it shown on there pretty good.
Yeah, I do.
I think we had copies of that, but this would be a good refresher.
Bigger copies tonight, so.
Good, cause I didn't bring my reader glasses.
I don't know if we have to.
My arms are long enough. So.
So the first page is, I don't know if anybody's seen the first page, because there was a question on tree removals. The first page is showing the trees that we're anticipating to be removed. They're color coded based on why they have to be removed. So in blue, those trees are coming out specifically based on the water and sewer installation, whether where the sidewalk being placed, those would have to come out. And there's 2 trees, kind of reddish. Those are dead. And I believe the one over by Cotton.
Yeah, that got taken out.
Taken down, so that's good. And there's another one by the boat launch.
Was the sewer line that close that all those trees have to come out?
Mainly, it's the water on that side, on the house side of the street. Because of that proximity to the water line. Trench being about a 10-foot deep trench at that location. In sandy soils.
It's basically right up.
About this way.
Oh yeah, they do it with a movable coffer usually, don't they?
Yeah.
Slide
Pull the
down.
box along, but it's still, it's,
Cause that's the biggest problem I have is that those trees are what creates the charm of that whole street. It's probably the most charming street we have in this town.
Yeah.
And if we take every one of them out, number one, it ruins the charm of the street. And number two, they lose all their shade on that side. All those people along there are quite attached to their trees. They're quite attached, actually.
You know. A lot of them.
You know?
Other than bed and breakfast thing.
Yeah, they don't like to rake leaves.
Which one she?
the first one there, the first 3
There's 3 on the corner.
on that east side.
Okay.
She was saying she didn't mind that, because when we're limiting them, you could take them all the way down.
Mhm.
She's more worried about the box builders along the lakeside.
Yeah, sidewalk coming out? Yes, the sidewalk is planned to come out because it's being shifted to the lakeside. as well.
Okay.
So is that road going to move farther toward the houses then?
No, we're keeping the back of curb line,
Right where it is.
basically right where the edge of asphalt is, you know, within a foot or so, because things vary throughout there.
The other concern I had on that is we already have speeding problems on that street. We put out the little bumps, which everybody hates and drives around. But if we make that a 34-foot wide street, it's gonna make it worse. People are gonna drive
It could,
faster.
you know, usually when you have a curb and gutter street,
They think
people
it's
feel
narrow.
confined and they slow down. So you're still gonna have your gravel rousers that are gonna
So-
go faster than they should.
So they won't be able to park facing the lake out that way anymore?
Right, that's the other big concern that several people have brought up, because people go down there and they just eat their lunch and stare out at the
Well,
lake
and
or
there's
something.
somebody.
Everybody watches
Everybody's
it.
parked in there for watching the. Works and
Yeah,
stuff.
and some people just go down there and sit in their car and just sit and
Yeah.
watch the lake, just a
Yeah.
calming
Yeah.
deal.
But we talked about for the fireworks that we would allow, the city could allow direct people to park and pull off over the sidewalk in the direction of the lake so that you can see the fireworks.
So would you do a drive over curbing on that side then?
Yeah, we could do drive.
Instead of the big high curb, do the drive over all the way along there?
Right.
That would solve that problem.
And it wouldn't be.
As far as every day when somebody wants to go down, and eat their lunch and stare directly at the lake instead of turning to the side, I guess, you know, it's. Yeah. It's hard to remedy in this case.
No, we probably have to make sure the sidewalk was a little thicker if they're gonna drive over too.
Yeah, it's not too much of a concern in the summertime. You got good sandy soils, so, you know, passenger car's not gonna grade a 4-inch sidewalk that one instance.
See, the speeding concern was that that was gonna keep on going straight, but you're taking that straight way out of there
Mhm.
and you.
Where that
forget
triangle
they're gonna
deal
have
is
to go-
now.
That they're gonna have to go to a stop sign,
Yeah,
so.
A good thing to point out, we're lessening the length of, you know, acceleration,
Mhm.
you know.
No, that doesn't stop some people.
It doesn't. They're out there.
It's like a challenge.
Yeah, I guess that's. If you have any more questions, or we can try to go out there before it gets too dark outside.
Yeah, that's what I figured, maybe take a look. Then I've had 3 of those people approach me that don't want to lose their trees and don't want the street to be so wide that it creates more of a speeding problem than we already have. And they're the ones that are gonna be paying the assessments on. Is the other end of it's like, so. That's the concern for me. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay an assessment to have my trees cut down that I've had for years.
We can see what we can do about the trees. You know, there is a process where we can leave them in place as we go through construction, and only when it becomes a very valid, no, this tree is going to be damaged. to the
Well,
point that
if your water line goes directly under it to the house, you wouldn't have a choice.
Then you don't have a choice. That was quite a few of these along here that were impacted by the service lines, the sewer and the water line.
Yeah. And a lot of those, it's buckling the sidewalk there anyway, those trees in the boulevard there. Cause my dad had to replace his there.
So you gotta replace the water line up to the curb stop, right? That's part of it. Well, yeah, if we're gonna walk it, we better do it before.
Yeah, let's roll, folks. I got room for 3.
Go to the boat ramp basically on that.
This would get lost.
Yeah, in case we get lost.
I got room for some do it.
Did you make cookies?
No, Connie did.
Okay.
Have some.
Eat 3.
Ask
I'm
us
not
if you're
taking
talking.
them home.
Already there. Nice one. Did my walk today.
Well, after that, I gotta have one more cookie.
Well, absolutely.
We have a long ways to go, guys.
First, you better get a couple of cookies here after all that.
Definitely, yeah.
So we'll have to basically check where all those service lines run into the houses to determine how many of them trees would really have to disappear. You already got it?
Yeah, that's why I drew this map up based on
Oh,
that information and knowing that.
so it's still every tree? It's still all these blue trees that have to come out?
No. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, just the ones that go to the house.
Just the ones that go through the house.
Yeah. It's like we were just looking at where that water line was between those two, which basically means both of them would have to go.
I would inform the people right off the get.
Hmm.
We dig through there, and you're gonna ruin some roots.
Right.
On the project
See if
this
they-
year,
See if they
next year
rather.
when they die,
Then it's your
then you
expense.
pay for them.
Yeah. Would you rather have them taken out and us replant
But the thing is,
You know,
they're on the boulevard, are
back
they
farther.
still theirs or is it the
where the
city?
sidewalks come
Up
out?
here.
Well, the bullfrog.
Give them-
We don't bite too hard.
We got time to give them a little bit of an option on that at least then. So start getting some feedback from them.
Well, we don't have to get little tiny trees either
No, you can, I think what 12 feet is about as big as you can get
with the shovel.
and you start about 12 feet. That's, I mean, most of them are like 8, but you can get up to 12, I think, for the, put in. And being a little closer to the house, that will help with them getting shade a little sooner from the late afternoon, so. And there's still trees on the other side of the road that are staying, that'll filter it. That's more of the calm thing they're losing, but if we give them that option where we would put trees in, like you said, explain to them that when we do this, if we cut through roots and the tree dies, would you rather have us take the tree out now, or would you rather pay for it? You know, give them those details at least. Gives them,
But I guess what I'm wondering is, if the trees on the boulevard, it's the city's responsibility either way, isn't it?
Yes,
Well, then it'd
if it
have to
is
come out.
no,
within city
Yeah.
right of ways.
yeah, they would actually,
Yeah,
but they are in our
yeah.
boulevard.
Good point.
He's in reverse.
But we can still at least give them that option to get their
Right,
input.
because they're gonna eventually probably,
It'll be worth checking into. At least then they know we brought it up and we
yeah,
came up with some options and
If we plant trees, whose responsibility is it to water those trees to get them started? Is that the city?
that would be theirs then, because we're gonna go back where the sidewalk is, what we were talking about, moving back off that boulevard a little farther.
Yeah.
So it gets onto their property end at the house side of their sidewalk.
Ends at the curb stop. So the curb stops are in the center, right in the center of the trees. Where you
Okay.
seen that one, so
Mhm.
that's where their
Okay,
property line is.
so the sidewalk.
also
is
the
on
sidewalk
their
is on the city.
Sidewalk, I believe is on theirs, or is that area different?
No, it's different.
Well, that area is, okay.
Now, back in the day, they didn't always put the curb stop right on the property line.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here, but from what our survey department is saying, is the back of the sidewalk towards the house is the property line. Pretty close.
So when we dig these new water lines in, are we gonna put the curb stops at that point then?
They'll be at that.
Right at the property line point?
Close to it. Yeah. Put it there, so.
Well, that'll always give them some information and some things to talk about. Get them to be part of the conversation on it anyway.
So I would say out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 trees. About 8 of them have to go from the water sewer service lines. If you look down at the intersection, the 3, well, let's call it four. You got the big pine. And then as you go up the hill towards Balsam, you've got three more trees there, one just a little. Those are coming out because of the boat launch
Right.
pulling.
Well, that's the one you said
Oh, yeah.
she didn't care. That one didn't care about whether they went away, so.
Brett, I don't know if you've ever used pictometry on this, where you can get a better picture sometimes too. You can get it from an angle and such. So we can see what we couldn't see when we're right there.
Yeah, so two of them are just a little bitty and then the one bigger pine that looks.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a fall picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that too on here. It's like, where are the trees? And I see, oh, there's no leaves on the tree.
hours ago.
Yeah.
So that leaves four trees along that.
Well, that big pine right where you just had the pointer thing that's going away too, right down to the right.
That one?
That one.
Yeah, that's pretty much dead.
It's dead and in the way.
That one is gone. It's just a stump right now.
Yeah,
The one across the street from it, we'll probably have to go though.
yeah, that one, that's real, it's on here as a dead or whatever.
That one's, because of the street system.
Road layout.
The street proximity and its root system's probably a lot better there.
I don't think anybody's gonna complain about that one going around. Be ugly.
So yeah, that leaves about four trees that we could try to save.
Well, I'll try to have some conversations with those people and give them some options on what we've talked about at least. And
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
we've got still 2, 3, 5 years. The way that funding thing is going.
Yeah, there is no funding
Yeah.
this year, or next year, I should say.
You don't have to do anything with Roy Nelson's tree though. Huh?
Who's Roy?
Everybody knows Roy Nelson's tree.
Don't mess with Roy's tree.
That's on the VFW property.
Oh. You're gonna stay away from that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the big tree on 71, yeah.
All right. That's the only one.
Over 71 hanging over.
Yeah.
We just limbed it.
Yeah.
What amend that, take that one.
Yeah.
Well, if it's agreeable to everybody, I will get in touch with.
Yeah, I
those
think that would
people,
be good to let them know what's going on and
give them some options and let them know that we don't even know when this is gonna happen yet. It's in the works, so.
The conversations happen.
Just to let them know we're not just gonna tell them to eat a crap sandwich.
So I know at this point, I've had a conversation with Brett about this too. Moving the project design to completion, just so it's on the shelf, ready for whatever comes up. See what funding brings next year too, if people don't want to jump on it next year. I know there was talk about doing it at the same time as the Highway 71-87 project, but that you would have an uproar in town, I believe, and that really complicates your internal movement of people around town. Having that much construction at once in the core of the city.
But I wonder if they wouldn't pay to do that street, because that's not gonna be a bypass anyway. It's not gonna be a detour. I could see like Second Street and Balsam and all those other ones, then we would have real problems, but I had thought maybe just as an option on the bid, see if anybody even bites on it,
To do which,
to do just that first street along the lake there. Give that little section of it.
we can't do that without doing the whole sewer ones and the other things that we have to tie into.
All the way up Balsam, all the way through.
So we're gonna be tackle that once.
All right. Probably might save some money. And then what's the thought on the parking lane? Consensus from everybody? Do we want to do that parking lane all the way through?
Cause
Yeah.
otherwise there's no place to park the boats when you,
Well, that or if people just want to go and look at the lake. I mean, that park
you
there.
know, there's certain times where there's 5 boats and trailers or, trailers parked over there. And what are they gonna do if they can't park there?
Well, people come fishing too on the pier in the summer.
And we've got the parking lane going, what, basically to the boat ramp? From the
Yep.
curb to the boat ramp is the parking lane.
Parking after that.
And after that intersection, down to the beach.
Then a lot of people park along there too, just that way.
Yeah.
And sit there.
Well, and that's where where that intersection is up where you said you want real curb, so people just don't decide to drive straight across there to go to the beach.
Yeah.
So that eliminates that as a place for people to park facing the lake too. Guess they'll have to figure it out.
You
Yeah,
can still
so the-
park over at the beach parking.
That actually adds more to that stage area and the seating
Yeah,
for the. Sounds of Spirit
eliminating
Lake
that road
area,
through
But that really packs people in.
there. And we didn't have to take out any of those trees in that triangle, huh? There's that big oak there that's in the middle of that right now, and it's not going out the way it looks.
There's the long trees in that area. There's parking that we've added along First here too, like in front of the church
Mhm.
and down 271. Thoughts on that I'm guessing you guys need more parking in that
Yeah.
area before you go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
I tried to get as much parking that seemed, feasible and doesn't cost a lot to impact people that much, so. That's why we did that too.
Yeah, I look at it, like the beach parking, we need to stretch that. To where it is now, because everybody drives them 15 passenger vans and whatnot, and they'd never get in and out of there. Well, that answered all my concerns. Anybody else have stuff on that? Something to think on?
Do we need any action or just
No, it's just this is all
preliminary?
on the road and from some year,
And you're,
hopefully in the not too distant future. Well, I guess you get to go deer hunting then.
here we go.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thanks for coming.
Good to see everyone and thanks for the cookies.
You're welcome. Have some more.
Yeah, take a couple for the road. Otherwise, she's gonna make us eat.
I'm not taking them home. so.
Well, we've already seen, Mark Josephson's, variance request. This is just the official request coming through. There was no change to what was previously discussed. And, you'll, see this at the public hearing, and that's gonna be set for the next, planning and zoning meeting in December. So, I'll have that all laid out and, the recommendation to the paper. I believe I need to notify his neighbors as well, the surrounding area.
Did we ever get the story on that little Greenwood connection strip?
I talked to them and they said that the Greenwood connection okayed that back a a while back.
So maybe the county just never recorded it? Or-
Well, I don't know if that or if it's,
'cause
if
it
it's
still
not
comes
a-
up on GIS, right?
yeah, if it's not formally approved or, vacated or what, I don't know if the city is not formally vacated it or,
Yeah, 'cause it still shows on GIS as that little connected with Greenwood still.
yeah, because at the Greenwood Connection meeting, I brought that up and they said that had been done earlier or had been okayed by them. So I don't know if it's just a matter of
Maybe you have to check with the county
county or
and see if we just have
or the
to.
city has to vote to
They
abandon it
Yeah,
or
we
what.
might have to because it's city property.
Who maintains it?
There's nothing there.
Nothing there.
It's there. It's not actually a road, it's just property that they had for.
So I don't know, would that go to each owner then?
Yeah, you'd split it.
Yeah,
Technically, you'd split it between each.
I mean, and then if you split it, I think that would be the requisite amount of feet that wouldn't even need a variance then.
right, yeah,
Well, and those lots are so odd shaped, that's why I was like, well,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got so much in the back and.
And that's why, like, I think, there's not gonna be any issues with the variance. Everything over here is just kind of oblong. And I mean, especially this guy, like, it's, like, I'm sorry, that's,
He like every inch he could get it.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he'd probably appreciate it for your extra feet
Yeah, 'cause
there.
that was only a 10 foot, wasn't it? Easement,
Yeah.
so
Is it
they,
10? Is that all it is
I
10?
think it is.
Oh.
Don't
Or
measure
10,
that.
isn't it? Your,
Maybe it's a 20.
go,
Go
Which
straight,
one?
do a straight across, no, straight, right to left to right. Straight instead of with the street, just go straight across the,
the other way.
Oh,
So-
okay, this way.
yep.
Yeah,
down
no,
over
just
there.
make it,
There,
Oh,
there.
okay.
24 feet, so they each get
Yeah.
12, basically. out of it.
yeah,
So, yeah, then, I mean, if that's the case, then they wouldn't need a variance then. This would just be a lot split. Because really, he was only missing, 10 foot total.
yeah,
Yeah, because this lot split, it still gives him his side clearance to our code, right? The top
Yes,
foot each
it does. It does.
side. But in the meantime, I guess we might as well act on it since he filed for it.
Yep.
And I know, like I said before, Russell Kangas did pay for 2 services there and paid the assessments.
well, I remember that, yeah, that coming up in a discussion
Yeah.
when they bought the property, I think.
He was mad, he wanted the two services, and then he was mad that he got assessed for 2 services. It's like, that's what you asked for.
Did they got used?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, anything else on that or?
no, sir.
Okay,
I need to vote on that then, or?
Yeah, I'll take a motion to push it to public hearing.
okay, that's a motion to bring that to a public hearing.
At the next planning and zoning. meeting.
Yes.
December meeting.
I'd make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion, by Jody, seconded by Connie. To set the hearing at the December meeting. Any other discussion? Do we need a motion to have the cities verify the authorization?
I can just do that, check with the county, and if it's never been vacated, we'll do that at the council meeting in December.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Cannabis ordinance.
The nuisance ordinance next.
Well, the nuisance ordinance, okay, I thought that was. Right,
So these are back from the attorney, and again, what we did with the nuisance ordinance, just to refresh everyone, is we put language in there so that our police force can and, use this ordinance to, enforce the violation and its correction, which is a much more streamlined process. Can't speak to it perfectly. Amy unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight to kind of talk the piece, but it is, we give them a warning and then we tell them, hey, in this amount of time, it either needs to be cleaned up or the city is going to come and collect it. I don't know the exact time frame as far as once the city does come and clean up and collect, how long the city has to store the items for.
I guess
But
it's 30 days.
I believe it is 30 days, and then that is now the city's property. The city can do with it with what it wants, which would either be trash it, sell it, doesn't matter. The other 0.2.
60 days in this little.
You said
side note,
60?
Yeah, in this
Yeah.
little, frame there, I
Yeah.
don't,
Footnote, okay.
yeah.
Um.
Where do we have to store it then?
Well, so now that's the other rub is the city's gonna have to have storage and our solution that we've been talking about for a while is some shipping containers. And again, we sort of talked about this too, on Wednesday at Sourcewell, you know, we're not gonna define what trash is. We're not gonna define anything about it. It is, hey, this is the area that's being violated. We're taking all of this property. And, I mean, that's it. So,
So do we need a hearing on this then
yes, we do.
for next meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we don't count on the courts, that's the whole idea is,
It is.
because the courts, that one on Fern there, or whatever, that's been delayed and delayed and delayed, and then it got into court, and then they didn't do their thing, so now it's waiting another court.
Down there. Oh, yeah.
And even during the process, right? It's been more junk piled on. So I think the intent to actually take care of the problem is never gonna happen and, you know, oh, now I'm in contempt of court, who cares?
They probably don't think we're ever gonna act on it either.
No,
Now that it's in court, we really, even with
Yeah.
this, we wouldn't get involved because it's already in the court process.
Yeah, this is not gonna
So,
supersede
but
that.
that one's gonna go until it goes, but if we have this, now we
We
can
won't have
keep
another
that from
one.
happening.
no, if that case ever does get settled and, you know, there's another mess there, okay, now we
Then
can,
we can-
yeah.
And I think Amy kind of explained this here a couple of meetings ago when she was here.
And she's very good about working with people. If they're showing a good faith effort and they get it partially cleaned up, she'll give them another little bit of time. They're
Yeah.
making progress. At least she isn't that iron fist that says you have 30 days or out. You know, she's good at working with people, which helps.
I agree.
But she has this to fall back on if
Right,
they're
yeah.
totally not doing nothing.
We need a motion to bring that to the December, hearing to the December meeting.
Yeah, yes.
Do we have someone that wants to,
I'll make that motion.
motion by Brian? Second, Bonnie? Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now we can go to cannabis.
Right, I don't think there were too many changes, to the cannabis ordinance, city's going to require business to operate outside of state permitted buffers, okay. And in our actual land use ordinance, you know, we have the maximum amount of feet away from. So, Yes. yep, okay, yeah, there's any state licensed cannabis or hemp retail business that sells to a customer or patient without valid retail registration shall incur a civil penalty of $500 for each violation, and that can be up to 2,000. So if
Okay,
the commission wants to up the penalty, I don't know how much difference it's going to make in regards to deterrence or not. I think 500 would be enough to deter someone, but maybe I'm wrong.
on your meeting at Sourcewell, was there anything that you thought that should be changed in this? or-
No, no, there's not. And, you know, it's funny because I brought up the whole, at the very end of the ordinance, you see the portion that Amy wanted included in here.
All the minors.
Yeah, yes. Oh, this is. Oh, well. Here we go. Yeah. Use in public areas prohibited. And then, possession or use by minors. And that wasn't yet, and, the Office of Cannabis Management is a moving target, so, this is current as of when this was sent back to us. But with the issue that Amy's running into is, okay, they're not, a minor can't legally go and buy this stuff, right? But if he's in possession of his vape stick and he's taking a hit,
Yeah, they're-
you can't really, yeah, he doesn't have teeth to do anything. And so it's a little crazy, but so now it's unlawful for a minor to use, possess, or transport cannabis flower products, lower potency hemp edibles, or hemp derived consumer products within the city. That covers pretty much everything.
Under age 21.
Yes.
Can you confiscate it or can?
Yes.
Yeah, with this, right now, she can't do anything.
Oh,
But once we get this through, she'll be able to confiscate.
And there is a violation. A violation of this section is a petty misdemeanor punishable by an administrative fine of $75. So, in lieu of or in addition to monetary penalty, the court or city attorney may require participation in a chemical health education program, counseling, or community service. So,
Larry Riley used to be good about that community service for kids. When we got them doing stuff. Make them do community service for a few hours and that usually helped a lot.
I had to do community service for no apparent reason either when I was a kid.
But you remember it.
I certainly do.
We do the same on that.
So we need a hearing for this on
Yes.
December.
The plan is to do all three of these back to back to back and, pending a favorable outcome, they're gonna go right on the city council agenda for the,
December meeting.
yes.
I'd make a motion to bring it to December meeting for public hearing.
And motion by Jody. Second by Brian. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose, motion carried.
No, business.
Nope.
Old business, next meeting, we talked about the hearing. What's the date on that? I better get that in my calendar.
That will be the 4th of December.
5 o'clock. Right.
Yep.
Anything else?
I have nothing else.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Jody.
I'll second it.
Good.
One of us.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Being adjourned.
It is 6:07 PM. Hey, thanks for everyone.
But it's done in an hour.
Good. The longest meeting